Yo, it's your boy, King of the Trend here, and today we will be reviewing Retro Wave Marvel Legends Spider-Man. So, as you can see, this is a nice box, right? And gotta give credit where credit is due. My friend Jason, he got this for me because he lost a bet. So, yeah, that's fun. Anyway, let's unbox this bad boy right now. Okay, and we got Spider-Man out. So, this, just by posing it just a little bit, this is certainly my best Spider-Man figure right now. Now, I will show you up there. You see, that's my KO Mafex Spider-Man, and behind that alarm clock is my big-time badass Spider-Man. I say badass because, you know who, Shartimus Prime, that's what he calls it. And that's why I call it too, but, it's just big time. Anyway, off topic. This guy is amazing. Only problem, doesn't have wall crawling hands. Like, that is the biggest issue. Other than that, dude, like this is the real deal. Like, look at that. Yeah, that's a nice pose. Let me focus a bit more. There we go. Like, my god. I am actually really impressed with this figure. And also, I'm impressed with my timing. God. Only 2 minutes in and I already got the figure out? God. This went a lot better than my KO Mafex Spider-Man review. And if you haven't watched that, good reason. It's absolute dog shit. So, let you guys let me know if you want to see that review. But oh my god, I was so discombobulated and all that. Also, you like John Cena in the background? Hi, John Cena. Uh, anyway, but yeah, when I was at the store today with my friend, they had two Spider-Men, but one of them, they had this head sculpt, right? So this head sculpt, but the webbing on the mouth was really bad, where it's like it was really faded. So it's just like you can see some errors, like it's not perfect, but it doesn't mind me too much, But Spider-Man, I wish it was perfect, but this guy is freaking gorgeous, bro, and he's fun to pose as well. Now, before we get into his accessories, I am going to compare him to my two other Spider-Man figures, the KO Mafex Spider-Man figure and the Big Time Spider-Man. Now, here he is compared to the KO Mafex Spider-Man, and as you can see, I do not have his right hand on, because as you can see that gap? It's about to snap off. And that's not just a problem with the KO, that's a problem with the real one as well. So that kind of sucks, but hey, if I maybe use a dab of super glue, maybe I'll fix it. This other hand is better off, but it could snap if I keep changing the hands. So, this figure, posability wise, has way more posability than this guy. But this guy can ab crunch a lot better than him, and I think compared to the real figure as well. But the thing that really sold me on this guy, he has magnetic feet, oh my god, and magnetic hands, wall crawling hands. But this guy is really hard to stand up, mainly because of his feet. His feet are really small compared to the Marvel Legends one, and that's really hard to stand him up. So I don't know if this is Bagley or McFarlane Spider-Man, but for a KO, it was only $25 compared to $100 from the original. But butterfly joints are not as good as on this guy. And yeah, so and also this guy just falls apart, like, just sorry, like can easily just the head's supposed to come off, but and these parts can come off as well. I'm not gonna do that, but you can see why this figure ain't great. But I still like it. It just sucks the hand peg broke, but that's a problem with the real ones, so I don't feel as bad about it, but yeah, I only had this guy for like 2 days and then it started to snap, so that kind of sucks. But hey, got this guy now, so I don't really have to worry about it. But he came with a lot of webs accessories, which I might use on this guy. Accessories, I should say it right. God, I suck, as you can tell. But, this is definitely a fun figure, even though it really ain't. Also, just to note, this guy has toe joints, so that's one reason why this figure is kind of fun. Toe joints, especially when you have the magnet feet on. But yeah, unfortunately, like his plastic ain't that bad. It's just he's too wibbly, too loose. But definitely not a waste of money, in my opinion, no matter what anyone says. It is, knockoff, but what can you do? What can you do? I don't know why I did that. Now here he is compared to Big Time Spider-Man, and as you can see, I used a Sharpie, metallic green Sharpie to make this figure better, because if you've seen from my last review, and I, like an amateur, filmed this guy vertically, you can remember that this arm was not painted originally. Like this line on this side was not there. So, yeah, so I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to take a metallic green Sharpie, and you know what, it looks kind of bad on camera, but it looks a lot better in person. But, big reason. And also, this is the piece to Spider-Man mold, which was considered the best Spider-Man from Marvel Legends until this guy showed up. So, main reason why I got this guy, Ab Crunch. It's okay. I actually like it. But this guy, he has a diaphragm joint and an ab crunch, so he can bend all the way down. Then when it comes to backwards, this guy can go pretty well. Like that. Or you can force it a bit, like that. Or let me hold it by the legs, like that. But then this guy, with the diaphragm joint, give me a second. Yeah, you can tell, big difference. So that's insane. I love that. So, one thing I do not like though, look at these red pegs. Why are they red? I might use a Sharpie later for that. Maybe I'll do that as a separate video, a quick separate video to tell you how to fix that. But this guy, he's still a fun figure. But one thing, his legs, they can't do the full splits, which Spider-Man, he should be able to do full splits. This guy, on the other hand, give me a second. Yeah, I don't have a tripod, so this is kind of hard for me to review this, but you see, this guy has a drop-down leg, much like the Mayfix Spider-Man, and he's able to kick a little farther. So before, let me put the legs like normal. It was like this on the other Spider-Man. I don't even know. Here, let me compare it. So like, here's this one, then here's this one. Even then, that looks even better. But then with the drop-down legs, it goes a bit further. Maybe not much, but it makes the world of difference. And, it might not be as easy to see, but this, before, after, this is a lot better. So anyway, yeah, that was that. Now, one thing I will give this Big Time Spider-Man credit for is that it comes with the 3 essential hands. Let me show you. Wall crawling, which is the ones that he doesn't have. But he has fist and whipping hands, is what they call it, as well. But like wall crawling hands, man, that's like something Spider-Man's known for, I can live without fists, even though they look good. I'd rather have these, and then, obviously these, but like, it just sucks that they couldn't add another set of hands, but I get it. This guy was probably a lot easier to do, because he doesn't have that much paint on him. All the black is just black plastic. This guy, on the other hand, you see all the webbing and all that, and then spider there, and then spider on the back, and the legs and all that. So it makes sense. I think they had to paint the blue, but it's red plastic. And just like my hopes and dreams, they just fall down. But anyway, time to be happy again. Yeah, I'm happy. No, I'm not. I've been dealing with something for a while now, and to be honest, I'm really sad. Sorry for that. But anyway, I'm going to see if I haven't tried this out. I'm going to see if these wall crawling hands fit onto this guy. Surprisingly, it actually does work, except they're black, so that kind of sucks. But let me try this out for a second. Like, look how good they look, man. I'm going to see if I can get into a really fun pose. Oh my god, bro. They actually work so well. Hasbro, why? Why did you do this to us? It would have been so nice to have this, man. Oh well. Probably have to get like a different Spider-Man, like I think it's Ultimate Spider-Man that has these type of hands, and they fit this figure, but that kind of sucks, man. I wish they came with. Okay, so now finally onto his accessories. So it doesn't come with like any webbing or anything like that, which is fine with me. So what he does come with, these are what is on his hands by default in the packaging. But I just like posing him with the fist because it just, he's not flipping right now. He's just in a neutral pose, so it makes sense. But they give you this alternative. Oh, can't talk today. Alternative head, which is, I believe, the Steve Ditko head. Which, if you don't know, Steve Ditko was one of the co-creators of Spider-Man, and this was how he drew his eyes and all that. They're like really squinty, and like they're like, I wonder what this is. It's like that's what I think of it when I see this. And then the head that's on the packaging, I believe this is the John Romita Sr. or Jr. I don't freaking know. Let me Google it. Okay, so it is John Romita Jr. Okay, so I think this is what this head is supposed to be. I prefer this head only because I like I like these eyes. I respect these eyes because these are the first eyes Spider-Man has ever had. And there it goes. It falls like my hopes and dreams. Anyway, this is Spider-Man holding his decapitated head. Now here's Spider-Man with the Steve. I paused it right when he fell down. Fell down like my whole dreams. Anyway, sorry for the ear rape. But this is the Steve Ditko head, and honestly, I might change my mind about what I said before. I actually kind of like how it looks, but at the same time, it was so tight on that ball joint, bro. Like, what's weird? It's like this guy right here. You see this guy? His head comes off if you put it up a little too much. It comes off simply, and he doesn't even have interchangeable heads. But doing this guy over here made this finger hurt. So it worries me that I might break the ball peg because this is actually really tight on there. But the eyes are a bit. Let me focus a bit. There we go. You see how the webbing's a little messed up? It's not the worst, but Jesus, man. Like, Spider-Man's like the last guy you want to mess up their head on. Like, the body itself, I haven't seen really any real problems, But, yeah, that was a bit scary. Anyway, pray for me that I don't rip his ball peg off, because that will suck. Alright, so now on to posability. Alright, so pray for me that my phone doesn't fall off. Alright, so when it comes to posability, this guy is a powerhouse. So as you can see, in the very back, he has this hole here. which makes him look up a bit more. But it does break up the scope a bit, so that kind of sucks. But you know, he has some decent tiltage. You know, looks down that far. You know, 360 obviously. You know, the head. Arms go up this high. Double jointed elbows that aren't as good because of the both biceps, but that. And then these annoying things, but I'll fix those with Sharpie. Wrist joint, up and down. You know, you can do that. Then butterfly joint, and this is the best butterfly joint I've seen in my life. You know, you probably can scratch his ass if you want. Diaphragm joint at the upper joint goes forward this far, which ain't that great, but with the ab crunch, it's pretty good. Back that far, which is about as much as the ab crunch on the Big Time Spider-Man was, and then the ab crunch here by itself is like that, which is pretty good. And then back, but then with that, it goes all the way back. That goes all the way forward. That's nice. Then there's no hip joint, but there's this, so that's fun. And then, oh, also forgot this. And then drop down hips, which help him do that. You know, pretty much everything you want. Hip swivel, double jointed knees. Oh, that's nice. And then he has a calf rotation here. That goes 360. And then down and then up at the ankle. And then he has a great rocker. Like, look at that. Both ways. So, you know, that's fun to play around. Yeah, I think that's everything. So, yeah, you know, and besides the details, you know, better look at him. Yeah, that's about all I have to say for right now. Overall, this guy is my favorite action figure, and he was definitely worth $20. So, strongly recommend. And if you can, try to find the appropriate wall crawling hands, because I heard that not all of them work on him. So, hopefully you guys have a nice day, and this is Kenny the Trend. Hope you have a nice day, and